What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Cheap Shot Music Podcast. I'm Jack.
I'm Casey.
I'm Justin.
And let's get right into the news.
Well, Jack, what's happening in music today?
So we've got some news, a continuation of the R. Kelly story. Yeah, garbage. Terrible.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't he already in
God.
prison for 30 years?
30.
Yes,
30.
guaranteed 30, and he's gotten found guilty on 3 counts of child pornography and 3 counts of child enticement, and yeah, he's going away forever. Somehow his co-defendants were not found guilty, but you know, it's just a continuation. He's going to rot in jail for the rest of his life. That's all there is to it.
I mean, I'm seeing like he's at a total of 13 counts of various child pornography counts here. And so 1 count of child pornography carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years. Yeah. And while receipt of child pornography, whatever, carries a mandatory minimum of 5 years. Times 13, potentially.
Yeah, so he's never going to see the light of day ever again.
It could be 130 years on top of his 30 years already. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's 55 years old. So, yeah, he's going to prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and thank God for jail conditions, because he will die. He will die younger.
One last thing, they say federal inmates in these cases have to serve at least 85% of their sentence. So, you know how you can get things reduced for good behavior, whatever. Still has to serve 85% of 130 years.
Yeah,
do the math.
It's still over 100.
I'm happy about that. Bad things for terrible people, but let's talk about another bad person. Justin, what do you got for us?
I don't know if he's a bad person. Kanye West is a very impatient man with Gap.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He couldn't just have waited a couple years to get 150 stores in order.
For who is he working with?
With Gap.
Okay. And he was trying
Gap
to
was going to have
certain
certain stores have Yeezy in front of it, but it was going to be sponsored by Gap.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kanye just got super impatient. He's like, y'all aren't doing it yet. I'm going to do it all by myself.
Oh, surprise.
Because I'm God.
Yeah. Surprise.
Like, dude,
God.
you could have just waited a couple years and been the marketing director and everything that he wanted, the creative person, the creative executive.
It would have all gone fine.
Sometimes I admire his confidence, but at the same time, he crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're going to be Yeezy stores in the future, but what quality are we going to get from these stores? Because they're all going to be made at the same time with Kanye's money. I mean, Kanye's rich, but that's a lot of stores.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
I was going to say, when rappers make clothing lines, they usually don't last too long.
Right.
I think like Sean
though.
John, remember
It's
like as P. Diddy's.
Oh God, I can't
line,
even.
and I think,
I don't know anything about that.
MC
Rockaware.
Hammer.
Yeah, MC Hammer. I think Jay-Z had Rockaware. I don't know. I think that's dead.
Oh
so.
my goodness.
Knowing Kanye, it'll be the
Blueware.
same quality as the stem player. So you know.
Or those foam shoes, Jack,
Yeah,
that are selling for $350 in stores.
Wow.
Anyway, moving on, we've got Cardi B in the news.
Yep.
She pleads guilty to a case from 2018 where people were throwing stuff in a strip club.
Hookahs,
and
bottles.
Apparently she was the coordinator of this effort, and her 2 co-defendants were also found guilty. I'm imagining that Cardi B enticed these 2 people to do it, and she was kind of the mastermind behind the plan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking she was like drunk AF, and
I'm
she
Cardi
just,
B.
I'm Cardi B. You know?
Yeah.
I'm Rick James.
Prison Mike. And so, okay, so this thing that happened in 2018, it's taken 4 years to
solve, but
to solve here. Apparently, this drunken adventure in a strip club, nonetheless.
stupor, one might say.
Looks like she's going to only deal with potentially 15 days of community service.
Which is,
Well,
it's a
technically it's
4-year-old.
because she pled guilty to a 3rd-degree assault and 2nd-degree reckless endangerment.
That's kind of goofy because there's this quote from the DA, I believe, in that area, and here's the quote exactly as is. Apparently, she thinks her celebrity status puts her above the law. Well, I mean, you gave her a 15-day sentence.
Yeah.
She's above the law.
Yeah, she's above the law.
So you're kind of reinforcing the thing you don't want to reinforce.
4 years later. Like,
And they go on to say, like, she's bragged to multiple people on social media that she's orchestrated these vicious attacks. But isn't you saying apparently she thinks her celebrity status is kind of the same fucking shit, just on the other hand?
Yeah.
So who knows? Let's end on a good note today.
Yeah.
We've got Halle Bailey, not Barry, an actress, and I think she comes from musicals, like the Broadway kind of.
she has a
Probably.
wonderful
Broadway
voice.
pedigree.
Yeah.
Probably.
Exactly. And so there's a new trailer out for a new Little Mermaid movie.
Yep.
And it looks great. It seriously looks
great.
so good.
Really
It looks
good.
great. She's
High quality.
Great. She looks great. She sounds great singing.
The underwater shots are amazing.
Yeah. But, she's African American.
Oh, dun,
Oh
dun,
my
dun,
God.
dun,
Oh my
dun,
God.
dun, dun, dun.
We
Yeah.
better put up a big fuss. It's
Yeah.
so ridiculous. I'm just gonna like. I saw this. I'm like, of course, people are getting all upset.
Yeah.
Because they picked an African American to play Ariel.
Which is like, okay, who even knows if Ariel was white in the first place? They just put a skin tone on her
She's
in the
not even
98
human.
movie. Right, exactly.
She's a fictional
She's a
character,
fish.
guys. She is a fish.
I'm good on this. You know, I'm good on these political cancel culture people, even because the right does it too. I'm good on this.
Yeah.
That's hot garbage, and the people who want to make a big fuss about it, they're also hot garbage. But let's get into hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
All right, Casey, what do we have for hot garbage this week?
So,
Yeah.
this song by Bebe Rexhaa. Am I
Yep.
saying that right? Bebe?
And
Does
David
it-
Guetta.
And
Does
David
it make
Guetta?
you blue, Casey?
It does make me blue, but I'm good. So the song is called "I'm Good." Parentheses blue. Let's let's check it out.
Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best fucking night of my life. And wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright.
Ooh, it's a club banger, man. In the club, next to some people that don't know what music is.
That's a hard one to get through, man. That one is a hard one. To
I'm
listen
not
to.
listening to it
On
regularly.
purpose.
Yeah, on purpose.
Yeah, like enjoying it, listening to it. You're just like at a club.
Yeah.
If it's on in a club, it makes sense. I get it. You
I
know?
mean, 73 million on Spotify already, and it has an extended version.
it's
I mean,
to
I-
me, it's Eurotrash ultimately.
Yeah.
It's,
Yes.
I mean, please,
for sure.
people died. People danced to the original version of this song back
Yeah,
when it
okay.
was a thing, and that song is way worse.
let's
That
talk
sounds
about that. Okay,
worse.
first of all,
It is
they took a
worse.
bad song,
Yeah.
sampled it,
Yep.
and made it like then they auto-tuned the shit
Hell
out of her
Yeah.
voice. So unnecessary in so many moments of the auto-tune is way overused in this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, yeah, let's just find this French DJ, David Guetta, and just add some Euro trashness to it. And we're gonna have a huge hit. Well, 73 million views isn't bad. That's pretty darn
And
good.
it's
actually.
on the Billboard list. It's on today's top. It's actually #1 today on today's top hits.
Yeah, it's
So it's just
That's terrible.
it's not good though. I don't think it's a good song. It's the side chaining of the bass drum. Basically everything else cuts out.
yeah.
Every time that bass drum hits, it's like almost too much.
The way to listen for it is when you hear the boom, like that kick, listen to how the volume of everything goes down and then it comes up again.
And it's really fast. So you almost don't it's hard to hear, but if you really hone in on that, you can kind of hear it. It's either way, it's a weird. I'm not.
So let's throw down some credits. Let's break down all that stuff. So the people who wrote it, obviously we covered that. Bebe Rexhaa's real name, Ba Dee Rexhaa. She's 33. She's an American pop singer and songwriter. She's been doing this for a while. She actually contributed to the song "The Monster" by Eminem,
which is really good
Yeah,
with
that's actually a
Rihanna.
really good one. Yeah.
classic 2010s hit. And so it's cool to see her breaking out, kind of doing her own stuff. I wish she wouldn't work with EDM people personally, because
Wait.
like
Is that why there's so much auto tune on it? Because
it's an EDM person.
she's a songwriter
Well, she's got to be a decent singer. She's
Of
got to be
course,
a
right?
decent singer.
and she sounds okay besides the auto tune.
So to me,
Yeah.
it sounds like it
So.
doesn't really sound like it's a crutch. Like she needs the autotune to sing better. It
It's
sounds
an
like an
effect,
effect, but
yeah.
they've overdone the effect.
Very much so.
Yeah, it's like in that Kid Cudi Pusha T song. Just Kanye West just blurred out the voice, and it's like, can I just hear T-Pain without the auto-tune? Giving the example, T-Pain without the auto-tune is awesome.
That's true.
The trope checkbox, of all the things that have to be the EDM sound, you know what I mean? It's
and
like,
the fucking lyrics, they're terrible. They're so generic.
Let's hear some.
Yeah.
It's I don't have it right in front of me, but it's basically something along the lines of, I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling all right, yeah, I'm good, I'm feeling all right.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
doesn't
I'm
it
good,
say,
I'm
let's go
feeling
get
all
fucked
right.
up
You don't
or
even need to
something?
look up the lyrics.
Dude, I mean, it's
really repetitive too.
It's the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So, there's nothing more to say about it. Let's get into an actual today's top hit. All right, so for today's top hits, we've got the song Bad Habits by Steve Lacy.
Tongue-tied, I turn it on, I make it rowdy, then carry on, but I'm not hiding. You grabbing me hard, cause you know what you found is biscuits, is gravy bag.
I love this song, actually.
Yeah,
it's
really
so
good.
good.
It's really good.
It reminds me of the music that I kind of like listened to / played when I was 16, 17, 18, 19.
Sure.
Those areas.
So it's got that lo-fi sound, obviously, which is very popular right now.
Crunchy guitar chorus
Tape
pedal.
hiss,
I tried to say like a million things.
Like
in one
crackly,
word.
tape hissy kinds of sounds, you know, a little bit.
Distorted guitars.
Honestly, you want to know who I think it sounds like? And this may sound weird. It sounds like Prince.
Sounds like Prince.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm getting this Prince vibe, this Minneapolis sort of, a little bit of funk, but like a little bit of like, because Prince didn't just do funk, you know, he had a little bit of rock sometimes too. And it really kind of reminds me of Prince. It's weird.
Yeah, it like if to me it's like if Prince had an indie alternative phase. Yeah.
No, all right. It's Prince's brainchild.
Yeah.
That's hanging out with Rex Orange County.
Yeah.
And his executive producers are Tyler, the Creator, and Frank Ocean.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's crazy.
All the best parts.
I definitely hear all that, you know?
Yeah, and so Steve Lacy is Steve Thomas Lacy Moya. He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
He's my age. Yeah. He had a self-released and self-produced debut in 2017. And that's how he's getting these deals, and that's how we're hearing him now on Billboard lists. And this is the single for his new album, Gemini Rights.
Yep.
It's good.
Yeah, he's and the thing is, he's operating kind of like Prince did too. He's like the main guy,
and
like,
he does
he's the
all
main
of it.
producer. He does everything. I don't know about playing instruments because there's not many, you know, like real instruments.
There's
on
a
this, but
synthesizer guy. There's a mixing and mastering engineer.
so
There's
that's the only main difference is that
Yeah.
Prince actually played all the instruments himself. But
there's some additional vocals by someone else, and there's 4 other writers. Other than that, he produced everything.
yeah, he mixed and mastered it too, right?
So there's a
that's
mixing
unusual.
and there's a mixing and mastering engineer on here too.
Okay,
so
but I'm sure
he probably had full creative control over both of those things.
every single
which is
aspect.
again rare, especially for a 24-year-old who he's not Prince, where Prince can do whatever the hell he wants.
This is kind of his like first big album.
Yeah.
And it has 210 million streams on Spotify.
Correct.
I love it, man. It's so cool. And it's so unique, refreshing from all the other garbage that's on the Spotify top 50. You know,
it's an amazing flavor, and I just want to hear more from Steve Lacy.
Yeah.
To be honest, I find him totally genuine. And speaking of such, let's do generic or genuine. Generic or genuine? All right, Casey, what do we have for generic or genuine this week?
Well, you know how we love to do these lists that Rolling Stone puts out, and we love to shit on them really because they're so bad. They're just Rolling Stone is the most, in my opinion, discredited bunch of buffoons in music, and it used to be a formidable publication.
Yep.
but it has
And
gone
respectable.
so downhill.
Yeah.
So we decided to do before we've looked at like the greatest songs of all time, whatever. Which Missy Elliott's "Get Your Freak On" #8. So that's
That just gives you an idea of
There you
what
go.
the kind of quality that
Greatest-
Rolling Stone is
Yeah.
putting out nowadays.
8th greatest song of all time is that.
Well, Cardi
so,
B hates this list.
So this
Yeah.
list we
and
put.
she's on the list.
This list that they
Because
put
she's
together
on the
that came
list.
out recently, this June of 2021 or 22, sorry,
Yep.
is they've decided to let's take the 200 greatest rap albums of all time, and I'm just like, oh god, here we go.
Why are you picking that many?
Yeah,
Just why
Yeah.
are you picking that many?
Yeah.
they love to just I don't know.
I mean,
it's
they're
more
trying-
clicks. It's more clicks.
Well, they're trying
Because-
to also be inclusive.
Yeah, it's
for more
inclusive, but
clicks.
there's also more clicks because they only like one page has 200 through 180, and then it's 179
And then you
through
gotta
160.
click every
like,
single time you change
So-
the page.
And then you
yeah,
can run
so
ads.
they just like
and then
click,
charge.
click,
Yeah.
click, click, click. It's clickbait.
The reason why they're making these is just to make profit. It's not even for the sake of making an artistic decision. Like, because I think that you can form a list together and have it be sort of an art piece because it is interesting and it does evoke thoughts in people's minds.
Yeah.
This does not evoke any sort of worldly rational thought. This is just a regurgitating of what we all know are the best 5 albums and the rest.
Yeah.
Oh,
and which
you're
stream
gonna
the
get
best.
mad,
Yeah.
Jack. You're gonna get mad the later because those best 5 albums, ooh, they're misplaced, man.
Okay. Yeah, I can
But-
imagine. Let's
Well,
get
there's-
into it.
Yeah, there's 200 songs, so let's just cherry pick the ones from 100 through 200, and let's start with the ones that should not be on the list.
Okay.
Jack, it's got number 200, man.
So yeah, let's lead off with this because we have Astro
It's
World.
gross.
Astroworld.
And like, I don't know. Because I mean, here's my feeling about it. They would have this higher on the list because it's a newer, more popular album amongst young people, which I think would be a reason that they would have it on the list in the first place. But I think the reason it's at 200 and not 150 or higher on the list, meaning like, better place.
Yeah.
Higher rated.
Because of the whole Astro World thing.
Yeah.
And
So
guess
why is
what?
it on the list?
They broke that down in the description for why they have this song on the list.
They literally
Yeah.
say it's hard to listen to now.
After the horrific tragedy at his Astroworld festival, it's hard to listen to this album with much objectivity.
So-
The point of the list is to be objective.
Yeah. No, they're not objective whatsoever.
My gosh. And then so we got Little Nas X with Montero at 151. What is going on? And then Planet Her at 136.
The
Doja Cat,
one of the
yeah.
best rap albums is what they're saying.
Yes.
Out of all the rap albums that have ever been released, this is number 136.
My goodness. And then 21 Savage and Metro Boomin, the Savage mode in 2016, that led me to have disdain towards 21 Savage because it was bad.
It was
Yeah.
bad.
And then we have Young Thug and Birdman, Rich
Which is
Homie
not-
Quan. It's not an album. It
like-
is a tour album, so you can take it on tour. Get
I don't
outta
even know.
here.
I don't know.
Get
I mean,
off of my list. You don't have any Mac Miller. You don't have the Logic album. You don't have my Tyga album
We're still checking on Busta Rhymes.
and Busta Rhymes.
They might not have Busta Rhymes on this list, and that
Yeah.
alone makes me just. Oh,
What is going on?
So I bet you my list of albums that shouldn't be on here is probably a little bit longer than yours too.
Yeah.
because there's so much trash on
Well,
here.
Twista isn't going to be on here.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, the game's not going to be on here.
No, really?
Yeah, unless the documentary is up here, which that's like collab album with 50 Cent, so it kind of doesn't count, but
Right.
it counts. But
Right.
anyways,
Hit some highlights of 200 through 100.
yeah,
for us.
I'm going to cherry pick the most generic picks that Rolling Stone has to offer because at 193 we have ASAP Rocky's Live Love ASAP, released in 2011. It's the only time he's on the list. It is a wonderful album that has multiple singles. It has cultural acclaim. It has influence. Why isn't it higher on the list? Why isn't there more ASAP? Maybe have an ASAP Mob album here and
They
then have
totally
an
could.
ASAP Rocky album lower. But I'm going to just ruin your guys' day more because at 189, the only time Nipsey Hussle is on the list. And it's his best album, Crenshaw, released in 2013.
I'll tell you why, real quick. They needed to make room for more Drake albums, I'm sure.
No, they needed to make room for that Cardi B album
Yeah,
at 16. I'm going to mention that, and oh my gosh, because it's like, hey, yeah, like, it's just, why are you there?
I just still can't believe that Astroworld's on this list and like Busta Rhymes is not anyway.
Yeah. Well, Goody Mob too. It's at 169. CeeLo Green is a part of this. This is the Atlanta scene and the creation of that Atlanta culture. It has to be in the top 100. It just has to be there.
Sure. Yep.
Released in 1995, one of the best years for rap.
Yeah, crazy year. Tons of great albums came out then.
And then Wiz Khalifa's favorite album, Devin the Dude, just trying to live.
That's before they spelled it Tryna, Tryna.
Yeah,
it's trying to.
Yeah, I got confused there. Released in 2002. I mean, just because of which one is it? Doobie Ashtray. It's Doobie Ashtray is on this album.
Yeah.
Just because of that song, you gotta. What is going on?
Ashtray, what do they doobie that way?
Wait,
Who's singing?
Hey, it's a recitation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
so it's 158 is not it's not good enough. It is not good enough.
Of placement, yeah, totally.
146 is Black Sheep, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, 1991, one of the foundational albums of rap music.
Yeah, 91, going way back.
Foundational songs or foundational albums in this list,
especially of the 90s style hip hop,
should be in the top 50.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are we trying to do here? And it's the only time they're on the list again. All of these people, it's the only time they're on the list.
That was a pivotal time for a shift for hip hop and rap because
right before G-Funk,
you're fighting. It was that like New Jack Swing kind of rap stuff, from the 80s, and then right before G-Funk, it's like this crazy
middle ground.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, but okay. At 140, we have the first Nas album. It was written on the list.
So good.
They have Illmatic later, but we're gonna be as angry for that one as we are this one because it should be way higher.
Yeah, I mean, it's at 140.
That
should be
could
top
be on
50
here too, man.
Yeah, King's Disease could replace Astroworld.
It could replace half these ones between 150 and 200 at least.
Yeah. Well, what also could replace it is another J. Cole album, because at 132 we have Forest Hills Drive, 2014 released, and it is the only time he is on the list.
That's stupid. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
What are they doing here? He's such a good concept.
Yeah, I mean,
but
we could go on for days, guys. We could go on days.
He has the streams, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has those streams.
They're not the
already.
right streams, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right demographic streams.
I have the vinyl of it at home.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness.
Like I said, sometimes they're just, I don't know, they just cherry pick whatever they feel is going to get more clicks.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's Rolling Stone.
Honestly, having this higher might have gotten a little bit of reaction. But, come on. But
I don't think you could get a lot of negative reaction.
127, one of my favorites, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
How do they have this?
E1990 Eternal. It had the Crossroads on it. It was.
Are all the 95 albums just getting put? Like,
yeah, they're just like
in the 100s.
These were amazing. What were this is before streaming, so they're like, how do you calculate that? The streaming numbers they have now don't count. That's not an accurate reflection of what they would have been had streaming been a thing back in 95.
Yeah.
So this one would have been massive in 95. This song was especially like the Crossroads. It was about Eazy-E. This song was played constantly for like 3 years.
It has Thuggish Ruggish Bone on it, right?
Yes.
This
Thuggish Ruggish Bone. It had the Crossroads. The Crossroads was such a huge hit. Oh my God, you couldn't escape that song.
Just Rolling Stone, can you get your facts right?
Yeah.
Can you get your stuff together, man?
Just get it together.
That should be a top 100 at least.
It should be.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I'm gonna pick two albums that I actually think are genuine placements, and that's at 112 we have Rhapsodies.
Layla's Wisdom.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I was gonna say that. So wrong. Released in 2017. I really enjoy this album. It's like kind of the albums, Casey, you and I like.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I like having this be really close to 100, but
Yeah.
not going over, because Rhapsody is kind of a lower level rapper. She's not one of the most famous female.
Nope.
I think this is really good here.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah. So
Good
at
placement.
106, we have Old Dirty Bastard, Return to
Rest in
36
peace.
Chambers, the dirty version.
Yeah.
He's on the
Nin-
list more because he's in Wu-Tang.
What do you know? 1995.
And I love representing old DB.
Yeah, man. That's just a name. When I saw it, I was like, man, I've not heard that name in a long time.
Right.
It's been because he died, I think, in 95, 96 or something like that. Like
Yeah.
so those are kind of the highlights of this.
Yeah, that's the highlights. This 100 through 200, this crap-ola list. Much more things have to be added onto it.
Yeah.
Things need to be shifted. Cardi
Things-
B needs to call them up and say, I don't deserve the 16th spot, because she literally said that.
Yeah.
And she needs to
Yeah.
fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some
I'm just-
edits and removing of certain things on this list.
Rolling Stone is a bunch of just dumbasses. Sorry. They're
Buffoons.
they don't know what they're doing.
Money-making clowns. That's what they
Yeah,
are.
clowns. Yeah, money making.
So this has been the Cheap Shot Music Podcast.
Download or stream this episode wherever you get your podcasts.
Please leave a like and or a comment on our social medias. It's greatly appreciated.
And thank you everyone for watching and listening.